Obviously, a high volume of participants here on the call tonight, so I'm going to look for raised hands, and we will go from there. Let's kick it off with Vern Glenn. Go ahead, Vern.
How you doing there, Coach? Congratulations.
Thank you, Vern.
I'd like to ask you this. As the seconds were ticking off the clock tonight, did you even allow yourself to enjoy 1098?
Vern, I was just thinking of things we need to be working on, watching different players. And I thought, well, it's a great, kind of like sometimes, thinking about the 1098, someone didn't send Fran the memo and she threw down that dunk. So we're going to be talking about her dunk instead of this, which I'm fine with. But, it's just not my nature.
I thought I'd get that answer.
Great to see you. Stay well.
We'll go next to Michelle Vopel. Go ahead, Michelle.
Okay, Coach, you're not getting off that easy. I guess if I could ask you this, you had great respect, love, friendship with Pat Summitt. What does it mean to you for at least one day, share the record with her? And then what does it mean to be going for the record setter on Tuesday?
We were great friends. I learned a lot from coaching against Pat, and I think probably more than anything, and I told our team this. Pat I coached a lot of Pat's players internationally. After they had graduated from Tennessee or were playing at Tennessee, and I think the thing that I probably learned is more than anything else was just how much her players loved playing for her. And as a coach, I think that's all of our goals. So to be like Pat is to be a coach that your players, really, they love playing for you.
And we'll go next to Michelle Smith. Go ahead, Michelle.
Tara, do you think if this situation with this season was any different and it wasn't sort of a mad scramble every day with the uncertainty, that you would allow yourself to be a little bit more reflective about this moment?
Michelle, I think that, this is a very challenging season right now. And it would feel different if you're playing in front of a crowd and, like my mom is there, or, it probably would feel different, but there's probably a side of me that, kind of this just allows me to fly under the radar a little bit, and it doesn't, that's okay.
Not if we can help it.
I just would like to say to everybody, there's not a question, but, basketball was invented as, always has been, and always will be a great team sport. And yes, this might be a record that has Tara VanDerbeek's name next to it, but it is about the athletic directors that hired me, gave me a chance, whether it's been at Ohio State, Phyllis Bailey, or Idaho, or Stanford. It's been about great assistant coaches that have worked extremely hard for our program. And it's about having great players. My dad, who's passed away over 20 years now, told me, you don't win the Kentucky Derby on donkeys. And we have great players, and I've always had great players. So I just feel like the one thing I've never been the best player of a team I've ever played on. I don't consider myself, some John Wooden Jr. coach, but I'm determined and I work hard, and I love this game of basketball, and I really, really, really love coaching young women, helping them get better.
Next up in the queue, Janie McCauley. Go ahead, Janie. Janie's on site.
Hi, Janie.
Hi, Tara. Many congratulations. And I know that you've always focused on your players and great players, but you've also adapted so much over time. Michelle and I, a lot of us have seen that. This year it's you using a bullhorn. One year it was bringing in Mike D'Antoni. What has sort of been your motivation? You still want to take a charge in practice. I mean, what drives you every day? And maybe what is something you learned from Pat, even though you didn't cross paths that often with her? I mean, once a year perhaps. But what made you close friends as well, Tara, when you didn't see each other that often?
Well, we would talk, and I think that one of the things that I like the idea of competing against great coaches to get better. And I think she, if we, if I tied this record with her, she helped me do it because of playing against her teams. She, from the beginning, we only played Tennessee because Jennifer Azzi came to Stanford, and we promised Jennifer we'd play there like 1 year, not 25 years. But, it was something that what I learned from Pat was just, just to be passionate about the game. And I study other people. I'm a copier. And if anything, maybe from her, it was just how to, rebounding, the importance of rebounding and, playing really hard. And her teams did that. And they didn't ever give up. They really were determined teams.
And Tara, you have to bring great players in, and I know you credit your assistant coaches, but there's something about playing for you and being part of the Stanford program that is special. I mean, you don't just get great players. I mean, what is sort of the culture there that brings the great players, and there's longevity with you as a leader there?
I don't know. I love being in the gym with players, whether they're a great player or not, I love being in the gym. I love watching like that, the play that Jana made the pass to Hannah jump in transition and Hannah knocks her shot down, or the double screen and Hannah hit that shot, or just the aggressiveness of Lexi and Lacey, or not tonight so much. I mean, but, just different things that, obviously you see out there and you just think, how can I help this player get better? And how can I make this team the best team it can be? To me, it's all, this from talking to me before, but it's putting a puzzle together, and it's taking these pieces and trying to figure out how to put the puzzle together. And I like it. It's a challenge.
We'll go next to Cheryl Coward. Go ahead, Cheryl.
You mentioned basketball being a great team sport, and given the nomadic nature of the start of the season, you guys not being able to be at home, how have you been able to help your players keep their composure and, rise to be the #1 team in the country? And on the other hand, what things do you tell Charmin to help her and her team, as a former player of yours and part of your coaching treatise, to stay positive in this time?
Well, I think Charmin's doing a really good job. She's, but a lot of it is, unfortunately, they just have a lot of injuries. And I just tell her the best ability is availability. Try to really keep your players healthy. And so, especially during this time, it's maybe doing less contact stuff and more shooting or, dry offense. But, it's a challenging time. And I think Charmin's doing a great job.
And for your team?
Our team, we have been a little bit, road warriors, but they have fun. We're not in school. We were in Las Vegas. It was awesome there. Las Vegas is the place to be to play basketball and we traveled here. It was great. We're slumming at the Claremont. I mean, it's, we're so fortunate. All you have to do is drive down the street and you see tents outside. It's raining. Our players, I think we try to remind everyone every day how to be so appreciative, and we're so fortunate to be in the situations that we're in.
Thanks.
Let's go next to Jacob Rayburn.
Hi, Jacob.
Hey, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jacob.
You said after the game that, a couple of your players aren't shooting as well as they normally would. Do you think the funkiness of the beginning of this season plays any factor in that for these kids?
I think part of it is the fact that, you're not able to just go to the gym and get shots up the way you usually do. Everything is so scripted. But I have total confidence. Kiana got it going a little bit in the second half. Lexi, so I think for us right now, it's just great that we're able to play a lot of people, give them experience. But I do think it does hurt our flow. It's not the COVID stuff. It's more, trying to develop young players, which that didn't have a big long season. We're already into Pac-12 and we didn't have a preseason. We didn't really have exhibition games. We didn't have summer basketball to, kind of, so we're really throwing some of our young players into the deep end of the pool. But I have to say, I was pretty impressed with Cam today.
And one more follow-up on a specific player. Coming into the season, you said Fran had kind of remade herself in a way, just how much work she had put into her game. 4 games into this season, can you kind of talk a little bit more about what you see from her that's different now?
Well, we all have a lot of work to do, but I think she's really worked on her ball handling. She's a more skilled player. She actually is hitting threes in practice. So she doesn't have the green light yet, but she's working on that. And she's extremely coachable. You can really talk to her and just say, Fran, this is what we need you to do.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Jacob. Stay well.
You too.
Let's go next to RJ Abadia. You're up, RJ.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you, RJ.
So my question to you is kind of about the bigger picture as you look at this team and you don't have a lot of consistency in terms of practice time between games and games holding up on the schedule. How do you feel about the level of play that they're bringing to the court with so much space in between games right now?
I think I think they're working really hard, and we had some great practices in Vegas. I mean, there were some real knockdown, drag out scrimmages, and it was great. And I think that I think this team could be very special. We do have to make some improvements on things that we're doing, but it is a different time, but it's a level playing field. Everyone's dealing with this. Everyone's dealing with uncertainty. Everyone's dealing with COVID testing. Everyone's dealing with grab and go or, isolation issues. But so we just have to figure out, hey, we're just going to be the last women standing, and we're just continuing to try to get better and to support each other. And it is a very different experience. It reminds me a little bit of being on the road in Russia with our team and with the Olympic team. It's like it's tough, but you just stay with things.
Thank you.
Got time for a couple left here. Let's go to Daniel Martinez-Krams. Go ahead, Daniel.
Hi, Coach. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you, Daniel.
So I talked to an inordinate number of former players, former assistants in preparation for today, and a theme that came up really unsurprisingly is how much preparation goes into each one of your games. And then today I see you pre-game talking to your assistants, got up out of your seat maybe 12 times all game, and you didn't even use your Red Bull horn. Can you just take me through the preparation for today and then the actual process of coaching the game today?
Well, Katie Settings scouted the team. I watched all of Cal's games, try to figure out what their players like to do, try to take them out of their favorite things. I like to watch a lot of videos. So I watch our team over and over to see what things we need to do, is try to study the scouting report and statistics. My little red horn, it doesn't work very well when they've got crowd noise. Works better without the crowd noise. But we're talking about what we like, what we don't like, how kind of different combinations. We're still really looking at a lot of different combinations. I'm trying to play our young freshmen with experienced players. And just really work hard. I thought we did a great job defensively. I mean, for the longest time, they only scored 24 points. And I was really excited that everyone got to play. And, did we play? I wouldn't say this was an A game for Stanford, but, it was an important game for us to play defense and really figure out kind of who's going to help us when we get into some really tight games.
Michelle Vopel has a follow-up. We're going to go there as one of the first of 2 follow-ups here. Go ahead, Michelle.
Yeah, Coach, I was wondering if you could talk about the impact of so many of your former players on all aspects of women's basketball. I mean, I look at the WNBA, obviously, and you have former players in league administration, NECA with the players executive committee, Jane in the players union. You have your footprint, if you will, your handprint on so much of women's basketball. What does that mean to you in terms of the people who've come through your program?
Well, I'm exceedingly proud of them. If you look at Amy Westerfeld Brooks, probably the top woman in the NBA, Jamila Weidman, Bethany Donovan, Jane Appel, you said NECA, Chene. There are Christy Hedgepath working in the WNBA. They're bright women who love basketball, and again, I'm really proud of them. They're just we do have I think a good Stanford group with the professional basketball and playing professionally, and a lot of the players I'm coaching right now will be future great professional players. But it's I think some of it is if you're in it long enough. I'm like 60, so I've been doing this a long time. So I think, it gives you a chance.
Thank you.
We're going to take a follow-up from Janie McCauley. Go ahead, Janie.
Or was it just a matter of time until Fran dunked in a game? And is it kind of fun to finally see that? I mean, we're treated to that in the warm-ups
Right.
most days, but it wasn't just any dunk either. She took it end to end and stole the ball.
It was a great dunk. It was a great dunk. And, I was teasing her. I said, I'll remember this night, for the rest of my life, and I'll remember the dunk. So it's exciting. And I think, it gets our team going, and it's really fun to see the players on our team be so excited for her.
Final question for us. It's going to come from Dave Keeper. Go ahead,
Where's
Dave.
Debbie Antonelli? How come, Debbie, you're not having any questions? I tried to turn on the Texas Tennessee game and it wasn't on. They had boxing.
Yep. Texas had a positive right before the game.
Well, thanks for coming on the press conference.
I figure I'm going to get my shot at you later.
I saw Mel. That's awesome to see you, Mel.
Dave, go ahead. Close us out.
All right. Tara, what do you remember about win number one, the first of the 1,098 wins when you were at Idaho?
You have to double check this, but what I remember is, I think it was an overtime win. And what I remember is before we went into overtime, I think we were up 3, and I just said, all right, there's like 10 seconds left in the game or something. I said, okay, you guys, we got this game, just don't foul. And we went out, the girl hit the shot and we fouled. And I said, hell, this is going to be hard. So that's what I remember. I'm thinking, boy, this coaching thing is not going to be easy. But what was really, it wasn't my first win, but when we were in Las Vegas, I went into Lindy LaRock's office, and we had just, Lindy's team had just won, and we hadn't played them yet. She was showing me her office, and on the door was a sign from her staff, congratulations, Coach LaRock, victory number 1. And I just teased Lindy. I said, well, you only got, 1,090 something to go. So it was, the first game was a fun game, but I never would have imagined there were 1,000 more like it.
Tara, congratulations. Good luck on Tuesday.
Thank you all.
Wonderful, Tara. We appreciate you.
Well, all right. Hope you're talking to me again soon.